Zombie apocalypse.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our TM Work-Based Learning course with emphasis on trainer's methodology. This is your course facilitator, Sir Kenji Imirinciano, and today is the schedule of your online job panel interview simulation. When we say job panel interview simulation, it's a job interview in which applicants answers questions from a group of people who then make the hiring decision. First of all, I would like to acknowledge the presence of the first batch of applicants who submitted their application on time and who are present for this activity. At this juncture, I am going to present the panel of interviewers who will routinely interact with applicants chosen to fill the job vacancy. So, let me start by introducing the panel of interviewers. We have the department chair of the BTB-TED program, no other than Sir Christian C. Calleja. And we also, Sir Chan, they have
Hello,
something to
Dr.
say.
Kenji and Sir Nick. Good afternoon, and to our applicants, good afternoon to all of you.
Okay. We have another faculty from the BTB-TED program. He is the program advisor of the BTB-TED Drafting Technology. He is Professor Nick Apin. Sir? Good afternoon.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon po. Sir Chan, good afternoon. And to our applicants, good afternoon.
So, thank you. I'm going to present the guidelines or the mechanics or the rules in conducting this interview proper. By the way, this panel of interviewers will act as the head of school for the TLE secondary teachers or the applicants. You're going to apply in Busit Laboratory High School, headed by our principal, no other than the department chair of BTB-TED, Dr. Christian C. Calleja. Another interviewer is the department chair of the TLE program, Sir Nick Apin, and yours truly is the administrative officer of the Laboratory High School. So the first batch of applicants for secondary TLE teacher in electrical technology, we have Gilbert Mirandilla, Alex Manuel Sagrado, Mr. Joshua Lutibio. Fourth is Mr. Besin. We have also Cyrus J. Malihana Bilale. We have Jonel M. Sia. We have two applicants also, but I don't know why they're not still here. Mr. Lutibio, I know Mr. Hustaga. And sino yung wala? Si Mr. Do you have an applicant also who is not present? Yes? Sino po yun?
Sir.
Sino po?
Present po ako, Sir Bernard po.
Okay, andito na si Mr. Hustaga. Okay. So for the second batch, we also have Mr. Bitago, Aileon, Velasco, Marciliana. I know, the other one pala is Mr. Baloloy kasi nagkaroon tayo ng changes. Okay? So yung second batch pala is Mr. Bitago, Mr. Aileon, Velasco, Miss Marciliana, Mr. Ariola, and Miss Espiel. Okay? So the next part is the applicants, the third batch of applicants for Kenji Manpower Services. The Managing Director is Sir Christian Calleja. The Executive Director is Sir Nick Apin, and the Chairman for this recruitment agency is Sir Kenji Imirenciano. So their schedule is at 3 o'clock. So the applicants are Miss Lana, applying for Assistant Pastry Chef. Miss Rivero, who is applying for Hotel Waitress. We also have Mr. Glenn Bonga, applying for Electrical Engineer. Mr. Splana, applicant for Food Photographer. Miss Bigueras, applying for Production Cake Decorator. Miss Alcantara, for Call Center Agent. And the last one is Miss Ernesto, also applying for Hotel Waitress. So, I already presented and discussed last time during our sync meeting the guidelines in the conduct of virtual job panel interview. And also, I also provided the criteria. So we have 4 criteria for this activity on how the panel interviewers will evaluate you. We have personal attributes, which is 20%. Personal appearance, 20%. I already discussed what's the meaning behind or how the panel will evaluate you. Responses, 40%, and interest, which is 20%. And the definition of this criteria is also included in the evaluation form. Okay? And good luck, applicants. So this time, we will now proceed with the presentation. We will be giving you 1 minute each for the self-introduction. My dear panel, are we ready? Do we need to start? Or there are some thing you want to say or some reminders? Hello?
Dr. Kenji.
Yes po, sir.
Yes po, thank you very much. May I just remind the applicants, if you will be called to speak, kindly open your camera so that we can be able to recognize your faces and your reactions. Thank you.
Okay. May I suggest, thank you sir, as the chair, may I suggest everyone to turn on your camera as part of the guidelines, the entire duration. So this activity is good only for 30 minutes. Unless if our panel chairs and my co-panel would like, they're also free to ask follow-up questions. Okay? So, can we now start, applicants? Please confirm you can unmute your audio.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Sir Nick, my co-panel, do you have any instructions or requests or something to say? Sir Nick?
Sir Kench, at this moment, wala naman po. I think we need to start because they are ready na. We have Gilbert, Cyrus, Joshua, Rohan, Janelle, Alex, Bernard, and Jester. And they are ready, I think. Kasi they're too formal to this endeavor. Sige. Tingnan natin, sir, yung kanilang mga coat kung mamaya ay planchado pa.
Okay.
Just kidding.
Okay. Sir Chan?
Yes, Dr. Kenji.
Ano ba? Sir, what will be the floor? What will be our who will start as the chair? What is your decision? How we're going to call?
Well, Dr. Kenji and Sir Nick, I think we can be able to have each and every applicants will present their formal introduction so that at least we can be able to review your documents submitted, your portfolio, although we have browsed the portfolio and your other documents last night. But it is important for us to know you well. So before we proceed with the question and answer, I think better if we can hear all the introduction of the applicants first, Dr. Kenji. Then eventually after that, we will proceed with the question and answer.
So, Sir Chan, what do you think in alphabetical order? So, who will start the introduction?
Well, I think based on the
Please.
list, I think we can be able to follow the list since the list serves as the basis for us to review the portfolio. We
Okay.
have here Gilbert, Alex, Rohan, Cyrus, Junel, Joshua, and Bernard.
So, you ready to write? Okay. Thank you, Sir Chan. So, we will start from Mr. Gilbert Mirandilla. You can now proceed with your introduction. Thank you, Sir Chan.
So, sir, good afternoon to all of you. I'm Gilbert Marandilla, student from Bicol University College of Industry, undertaking Bachelor of Technical Vocational Teachers Education, major in Electrical Technology. In years of being as a pre-service teacher, I have been I have acquired knowledge in teaching methodologies and approach. Also, I have been in a electrical installation projects, and I have and one of my greatest achievement is that I maintain my grade from I maintain satisfactory grade from first year until now. And I think those experience, skills, and will fit in the job opportunity that I am pursuing for in your school. Thank you, boss.
Can I proceed? Can I proceed now po, sir?
Yes, please. Next applicant,
Okay.
please.
Okay, good afternoon. My name is Alex Manuel Sagrado, and I am much very thankful that I was given a chance to be interviewed today for the vacant position in your institution. To introduce myself, I am a very ambitious person. I am an achiever, and I want to achieve many great things in life. And this position is I am very much passionate about. I graduated from Bicol University College of Industrial Technology, Bachelor of Technical Vocational Teacher Education, major in Electrical Technology. Being enrolled in such program trained me and gave me the qualities to become an educator. My academic qualifications gives me the foundation to be selected for the job role. As a person, I would describe myself as self-motivated, positive, and determined and resourceful. I also embrace changes, changes positively. And as a as a professional, I know the importance of collaboration to put in the team first. I will make sure to learn more, to be able to contribute, and to help the institution to achieve their goals, objective, and their mission and vision. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Salgado. Next applicant, please.
So good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, Sir Chan, Sir Kench, Sir Nick. I am Rohan O. Besin. I live in Ligao City, and I have graduated in Bicol University College of Industrial Technology, major in electrical technology. And to describe myself, I describe myself as a simple person. I can socialize. I can um, also I want to fill with your with the job role. I am willing to learn, for I know that um, learning is contagious, and I also a cooperative person, and I know that I will fit the job roles you are searching for. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bessin. Next applicant, please.
Good afternoon, sir. Thank you for the opportunity. My name is Cyrus J. Bilale, a college graduate of Bicol University, College of Industrial Technology, with a bachelor's degree of Bachelor's of Technical Vocational Teacher Education, major in Electrical Technology. Recently, I just have passed my first licensure examination exam for teacher. I also have with me a national certificate two for electrical installation and maintenance. To define myself, I am a person who is good listener, who can lead, and love working with other people, sharing ideas and thoughts, which is why I'm very excited and very love this opportunity to work in your well-established institution. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Belale. Next, please.
Okay, so good day everyone. Sir, good day po. I am Janelle Miranda Sia. You can call me Nell for short. I am 22 years old and I am presently residing here at Macalaya, Castilla, Sorsogon. I am a graduate of Bachelor of Technical Vocational Teacher Education or BTBTED, major in Electrical Technology at Bicol University College of Industrial Technology. My hobbies are reading books, watching scientific facts and discoveries on YouTube, dancing, motorcycle riding, eating, playing instruments. I am a committed lifelong learner po, and I love studying, doing hands-on learning, interacting with people, making good relationships with them, and yes, I really do love educating people po. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Saya. Next applicant, please. Mr. Lutivio, I think your microphone is on mute. Kindly unmute it.
Okay na po, sir. Sorry. Good day, everyone. I'm Joshua Lativio. First, I would like to thank the following for this opportunity. My name is Joshua Lativio. I'm 21 years old and recently graduated Bicol University with a Bachelor's of Technical Vocational Teacher's Education, major in Electrical Technology. As regards for my qualification, I recently have my NC2 in Electrical Installation and Maintenance. While I don't have any real life work experience, I had a lot of exposure in the field of electrical installation since I've been intern in Omi Solar, which helped me to explore and experience the field of my expertise. And also a lot of my course involved working hands-on training in performing tasks. Now I'm looking for this school to apply everything I've learned in the university and get some hands-on work experience in teaching. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lutivio. Next applicant, please.
Good day, everyone. My name is Bernard Eos Daga, currently residing at Salvacion Pilar, Sorsogon. Um, I'm an enthusiast and a positive thinker person and passionate through what I want to do. I'm graduated at Bicol University, major in Bachelor in Technical Vocational Teaching Education, major in Electrical Technology. I am an NC2 holder in electrical installation and maintenance. Although I don't have a experience, I have a lot of exposure in my current field of expertise. My hobbies are read some light novels, listening to music, and eating. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hustaga. Next, please.
Good day, everyone, and good day, sir. I am Jasser A. Baloloy from I I lived in Arimbay, Legazpi City, and I am freshly grad from Bicol University College of Industrial Technology. And though I am though I do not have a experience on my chosen course, I can say that I am really passionate on learning. Wait lang, sir. On learning in my chosen profession. And I can say that I can really work hard and work smarter because in my school in my school years in Bicol University, I also work as a driver, and by that I can say that I can manage my time really well. And that's all. Thank you, sir.
So I think everyone have presented themselves before the members of the panel, and right now, first and foremost, I'd like, as the chair and as the department chair of the BTVTED, and at the same time, as what Dr. Kenji have mentioned, the principal of the laboratory school, together with me is the department chair of the Technology and Livelihood Education, Professor Ramnik, and of course the administrative um, personnel, Dr. Kenji. And I'd like to inform this group of applicants, that we will just be hiring one TLE teacher. Okay, so we will be scrutinizing based on the documents you have submitted to us on your portfolio, your resume, and now that you are in the interview. I would like to know you more and your passion in teaching, and of course, your reasons why we have to hire you as a TLE teacher. Okay, so thank you very much for presenting yourselves to us, and I hope that each and every one of you will have, a very good experiences here in the interview. Okay, so may I ask Dr. Kenji if we can proceed with the interview proper?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Kenji. We will be giving questions to each and every one of you, and we would like to hear your thoughts and your discourses and ideas about the reasons, or the your responses on the question that we will be giving. Okay, so I'd like to begin with the first applicant. The one who presented first is Gilbert. Mr. Gilbert Mirandilla, good afternoon.
Good afternoon po, sir.
How are you, Gilbert?
I'm doing fine po, sir.
You're doing fine, that's good. Okay, so I'd like to ask you, as an applicant, and you are applying for the position of a TLE teacher, major in electrical technology in this school. Okay, I'd like to ask you, what makes you a good fit for this school?
3 hours man.
Since I have experience and I have been in industrial application, since I am a applicant that have undergo to that since I am an applicant that relates to the field that job opportunity that I'm seeking for. Also, I have acquired knowledge with regards of teaching methodologies and approach. Also, I have experience in the electrical major, since I have applied my knowledge in electrical 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 installation projects. I guess those experience and skills that I have acquired and achieved in years as a being a pre-service teacher will contribute to my job opportunity that I am applying in your school. Thank you po, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gilbert Mirandilla. I'd like to invite my co-panel members uh, to give their questions also to Mr. Mirandilla.
Yes, Sir Principal. Ito po. Mr. Gilbert Merendilla, taga-saan ka nga po ulit?
Taga Busay Daraga Albay po, sir.
Bushay, oo. And for a fact na may school doon, di ba? Malapit sa inyong lugar. Ayaw mo ba doon mag-apply?
Para sa akin po, sir, yung is it fine po, sir, to express in Tagalog po, sir? Or
Sure, yes.
para sa akin po, sir, na-inspire po ay Tagalog. English. I inspired to apply in your school. Even though there's a school near in my locality or in my area, I glance in your school as I look myself in your school, as I look myself in your school teaching and showing my expertise in teaching. That's why I choose your school over other school.
Yes, thank you very much with that statement. However, same with other schools, we have or we face same problems in relation to yung mga limitations like tools, materials, and you're applying as textbook teacher, or I mean vocational teacher, right? Because you are major in electrical technology. Now, how are you going to facilitate the TL process teaching major courses in electrical technology, considering there are limitations primarily as to the tools and materials available to students, and yet the expected competencies must be achieved by the students at the end of the term, because we are implementing, diba, distance learning. Now, are you going to facilitate the TL process?
Regards po then, sir, I will try my best since I'm a hardworking person. I will use that in that matter. I will make substitute things that can represent the things that the scarcity in the school, in your school, that I will in that matter. I will, and also, sir, I will, if the tools and I can share theoretically the applications and the scarcity of the tools. I think, sir, the scarcity in the tools, I can mitigate it. I can, as I will make a plan, sir, like Tagalog lang. Gagawa ko po, sir, ng mga paraan, since hardworking naman po ako, sir. Gagawa ko, sir, ng mga paraan na makakatulong po sa akin, makakatulong sa estudyante ko po na matugunan ang pangangailangan nila. Especially po, sir, kung kulang po, sir, ang mga facility, pwede po, sir, mag-conduct na lang ako ng konti na lang po, sir, na estudyante, para kung magpo-provide ako ng isang I will po, sir, provide grad ko, sir, this is my passion to teach. And when I provide man, sir, magkakandak pa ako ng limited lang po, sir, since pandemic po, sir, magkakandak na ako ng limited lang po, sir, sa pag-administer ng ano po, sir, na ano po, sir. Even though po ganun, sir, continue pa rin po ang learning process ng estudyante po, sir. Thank you po, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gilbert Mirandilla. I acknowledge your responses. Akala ko kanina sa sabi mo na yan, ako yung sasagot mo ay magpapatayo ka ng school or facilities kasi kulang kami ng facilities. Kasi yun yung hinahanap namin, yung magpapatayo ng additional facilities. But anyway, thank you very much, Mr. Gilbert. Dr. Kenchi?
Thank you, Sir Nick. So, Mr. Mirandilla, can you hear me?
Yes po, sir.
Okay, here's my question. If we're going to hire you, how, now that in connection to what you said to Sir, based on what Sir Nick said kanina, now that we are in the pandemic, if we're going to hire you, how will you modify your teaching to help students who are struggling with the subject or learning level? I repeat, how will you modify your teaching to help students who are struggling with the subject or learning level?
Based on that, sir, I will ano po siya, sir, in ano po, pag-administer po in face to face po or in online po, sir, na nagkakaroon ng difficulties po, sir.
It's up to you.
Sir, with regards po sa kung sa face to face man po, sir, bali po, sir, magkakaroon ako po ng para sa bata na yun ay magkakaroon ako ng sa student yun, magkakaroon ako ng intervention, special intervention para mas matuto po siya. At the same time po, sir, kung sa online naman po, kung nahihirapan po sila sa pwede ko po sila, sir, imbitahan sa school at maturuan sila kung ano yung mga nahihirapan po sila, sir, in person or in yun po, sir. Thank you po, sir.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Chair, I'm done with the first question to the applicant.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dr. Kenji and Sir Nick, for that questions, and thank you very much, Gilbert, for positively responding to the questions to you. Okay, so let's proceed to the next applicant, Mr. Alex Manuel Sagrado. Hello, Mr. Sagrado.
Hi, sir.
How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you very much for applying in this school for the position as TLE teacher with specializing in electrical technology. No, as the principal of the school, I am looking for teachers who are not just good in terms of teaching, but of course in other aspects. No, as a teacher, what other things can you do aside from teaching?
Besides from teaching, sir, since I graduated from bachelor BTBT electrical technology, aside from teaching, I also know things about electrical technology, and since if it's not about teaching, I continue to develop to improve my knowledge. If I'm not focusing on teaching, I research and keep on improving my knowledge and keep on gaining information regarding the electrical technology, my major. So if I can confidently say that I am packed with knowledge, and if ever um, I teach with regards to my major, I am confident that the information that I will share will be accurate and useful as it is concerned.
Thank you very much. I asked that question, Mr. Alex, because of course, as teachers in this school, we are honing our students not just in the context of their cognitive ability, nor in their manipulative skills, but most importantly, their attitudes. So we have also other activities aside from their academic endeavors and activities. We also have their co-curricular and extracurricular activities, of which it is significant for them to be part of. Were you able to have experiences before wherein you serve as a coach or as, you know, an advisor of an organization or an advisor of a club where it helps you then, develop your skill both intrapersonal and interpersonal skills?
There was a time, sir, I was a facilitator in a so-called Technolympics that was being conducted in Masbate City. Um, the Technolympics, what we do in Technolympics is it is focused on the TLE activities, which gives students the floor to show their abilities and skills with regards to what they chosen in their TLE course. There are varieties of given activity from baking to um, computer as a web design and uh, and that's sir. That's the for what I've experienced, sir. I facilitated those three: web design, and com- the for the students who focuses on cooking, and the students who were more immersed in ICT, where they were given activity to build a computer. In that scenario, sir, I was able to improve my interpersonal skills because I am constantly thinking on what to improve. Or I am the facilitator, or I was the aside from being a facilitator, I was coaching because I was coaching, sir, the web design. Uh, since my student was having difficulties with himself, I continuously thinking on what to improve or what to because ano sir, I think outside of the box, so that I can help this the student improve his skills. So in terms of intrapersonal skills, it helped me improve because I was constantly thinking and reflecting on myself on what to improve po. And personal skill extra personal skills because I was um, socializing with other facilitators, and since needed makipag-socialize, I was engaged in a scenario where most of the time I kept socializing with the other people attending the activity as well. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Alex Sagrado, for that responses. So I think my co-panel members, the PLE department chair, and the administrator, has some questions also to you.
Thank you very much, Sir Principal. Um, Mr. Alex Manuel Sagrado, I have a request. Okay lang ba yun?
Yes, sir.
Because at your back you have a calendar, right?
Up.
Can you check anong ano na ba? Anong araw na ngayon?
May 7, 2022.
Ang galing mo kahit hindi mo tinignan yung kalendaryo. Sige. Kasi malapit na kami magsahod, di ba?
Yes.
Yun din ba yung motivation ni Mr. Alex Manuel Sagrado?
No, sir. I'm not, although important ang salary, but that's not the main reason I applied to your institution. First is because I am looking for experiencer. I am looking to improve myself even further because I am not setting in. I'm not going to lay down in this situation. I'm not going to settle things like this, sir. I want to improve, so I thought your institution could help me to improve myself as a teacher and as a person as well in terms of emotional and intellectual.
Emotional damage.
Okay, Mr. Alex. So, because we know for a fact that teachers are really appreciated, no? And paid incentives for their tedious job. And of course, there's lack of acknowledgement of their efforts by the schools as well as parents. On the contrary, parents tend to point out their mistakes and shortcomings openly. And you've mentioned a while ago your motivations, diba? Or those factors that pushed you in this kind of profession. So with that, I'd like to thank you for that answers. But of course, we are glad kung makuha natin to Sir Principal, Sir Alex, kasi wala naman tayo talagang pansahod, tama po ba, sir? Joke. Joke lang yun. Joke lang yun.
Depende po yun, Sir Nick, sa ating admin officer, kay Dr. Kenji. Subject pa yun sa availability of funds.
So, okay lang din na kunin natin to si Sir Alex kung talagang ayaw niya ng sahod. Okay lang yun sa'yo, Mr. Alex.
Damage.
Because you want to get experience, right?
Yes, sir.
We can provide you or we can give you different experiences.
Yes, sir. If it will do me good based on it will improve my experiences po, sir, and knowledge regarding on my expertise, then maybe or sure, I will answer. I will agree.
Kiko Lenny? Correct Lenny Kiko, kasi we need volunteers there. Yeah, I'm just kidding. Thank you very much, Mr. Alex.
Okay, I think it's my turn. Mr. Sagrada, are you okay?
Okay lang, sir.
Okay, so here's my question. As a teacher, what role do you believe diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives should play in your classroom and in the school? Can you follow?
Yes, sir. With regards to diversity, actually, that was been tackled when I was in college. The lesson about diversity, equity in a classroom. I believe students with diverse personalities and skills should be immersed in a classroom with a facilitator that has the ability to facilitate their differences and to promote learning even though there is a barrier for each student. The role of diversity and the equity in a classroom is very much important because it is the basis of what to improve or what to teach the students so that they may attain educational development.
Mr. Chair? Mr. Chair?
Yes, Dr. Kenji.
I'm done with my question po.
Thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Alex Sagrada, for confidently answering the questions of the panel for this interview. Just wait for the result. Uh, Let us proceed to the third applicant, Mr. Rohan Besin. Hello, Mr. Besin. How are you?
Hello, sir. I'm fine.
Can you make your sounds more clearer? Because on my end, I find it more not so clear.
Okay na po, sir. Medyo audible na po.
Mahina yung sound mo po.
Narinig na po ako. May audible na po.
It's audible for me, but so soft.
Siguro mahina lang po yung boses ko po. Ayun na. Okay na po.
Better portfolio and written it in your resume. I'd like to ask you, Cyrus, since you are applying for a teaching job in in a diverse environment, just like in our school, how do you motivate your students to become an active learner or active learners in your classroom?
First of all, as a teacher, we should know first our students' learning style, their needs, their level of intelligence, as well their challenges they face. So as a teacher, I should be flexible enough. I should list this and should think an appropriate strategy for them that is suitable for each learner. Because if they will see that their teachers are doing what best, and it will also engage them in the learning environment.
Are you done?
Yes, po, sir.
Okay. Just to follow up, just a follow up with that. No? Because here in our school, we are not that type of school of which we have complete amenities, we have complete resources, we have complete, you know, physical resources and laboratories. As a as a beginning teacher in our school, do you think it will describes who you are the moment you will be part of the institution? Do you think you will grow in the institution where you applied for?
Well, of course, it has a factor. But of course, learning and growing is depends on yourself and not in the environment you are working for. If you are motivated, if you are really willing to give to your student what's the best, and you want to be the best teacher for your student, of course you will find ways to become a competent teacher, to grow for yourself, for your learners.
Okay. Thank you very much, Cyrus. Sir Nick?
Yes po sir, thank you po. Mr. Cyrus J. Bilale. Yan. Do you believe that when we say the context of the TL process, the students must be at the center of it? Do you agree with that statement, Mr. Cyrus?
Well, it depends po, sir. For example, in elementary, of course, the center is the teacher, where she will use pedagogical methodologies, where she will be the one who teach to the students. Meanwhile, if in the secondary and tertiary, it will be more the student and teacher centered. The students are belong to the instructions and to the to the activities.
Yeah. Yes, I acknowledge your answers to that or based doon sa querying binigay ko. With that, I'd like to ask you, why does students' engagement play advantage in the context of education nowadays?
What po, sir? Nag-hang po yung internet.
Sige, palitan ko na lang because in our case, ano po, we are in the mode of distance learning. With that challenge you're facing right now in terms of connectivity, how are you going to solve that for you to teach our students?
Well, I will find a good spot with high internet connectivity. Then here I will do some research. I will research all the topics that I will discuss to the students so that the moment I will teach, even there's no internet connectivity, then I can, because I can prepare instructional materials such as PowerPoint presentation, videos, etc. for to bring them the learnings.
Would you think, just to follow up, would you think there will be student engagement in that context? Because you want to give video materials, right?
Yes po, sir.
Paano papasok yung students engagement in that context?
Well, the student engagement will enter the moment we have a discussion in a classroom or in a Google Meet presentations, because there will be have a question and answer maybe after or during the presentation. I can post the discussion to ask them, then they will respond. Or maybe after the presentation, I will give them assessment to measure their learnings.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Cyrus J. Bilale. Dr. Kenchi.
Thank you, Sir Nick. Mr. Bilale, can you hear me?
Yes po, sir.
Okay. May I ask, who is your favorite teacher?
My favorite teacher po is during my first year college, Ma'am Peve de Ocampo from Understanding the Self.
Okay.
Teaching Understanding the Self.
What learnings or wisdom did you acquire or learn from here or her, and how are you going to apply it once you become a part of this institution?
Well, Ma'am Peve de Ocampo is a teacher who really understands her students. She know how to engage every students in a learning environment. She consider every response of the students and acknowledge it. Then if there's wrong, she will correct it. So for me, if I will be a teacher, I will also apply what I learned here, being considered the right teacher who know how to understand the students, because understanding the students will also help me to give them what's best instructions they needed.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Bilale. Sir Chan, Mr. Chair, I'm done.
Thank you very much, Sir Nick and Dr. Kenji, for that questions. So, Mr. Cyrus Bilale, just wait for the call from the institution or from our staff if you're hired for the position. Okay? Okay, so next we have Mr. Janelle M.
Yes,
Saya.
sir.
Hello, Sir Janelle. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon po.
How are you?
I'm fine, motivated, and happy po, sir.
Well, that's good. You are motivated, and I hope that motivation will sustain. Okay. So we are here to conduct interview, of course, to validate based on what you have written in your portfolio and in your application. Okay. Um, is this your first time to teach? Aside from the fact, of course, that you were able to undergo your student teaching when you were in college. After that, is this the first time you teach?
Okay po. Thank you po. Actually, sir, this is not my first time to teach po. During my um, senior high school at Kumadkad, Castilla, Sorsogon, I already undergo student teaching po, where I experience a lot of things about teaching, and it is indeed uh, challenging, but one of the most happiest profession here.
Okay, that's good to know. Okay, so since you are you were able to experience then teaching, I'd like to ask you, um, not all of these teachers, not all of our teachers were able to perform or implement this part of their lesson plan, not all the time. Okay, so I'd like to ask you about your opinion on giving homework to your students. Do you give homework to your students, and how often do you give homework?
For me, sir, I believe that giving them homeworks is also necessary po, because we should remember that the learning process is not always in the inside the classroom. So the learning process, you know, it it can also happen outside the classroom. So giving them assignments, so that that um, that certain thing will uh, start the learning process. So how often? I think it's not always. Um, it's just, for example, in 1 week, I will just give um, twice, twice a week po. Thank you po, sir.
Mhm. Well, it's good to hear that you were able to implement your lesson well based on your lesson plan of giving homework. I'd like to ask you, Mr. Saya, about your opinion on certain debit order, debit order number 392 series of 2010, guidelines on giving homework or assignments to all public elementary and secondary schools, um, public elementary pupils, because we have both elementary and secondary department. Do you agree with this provision that there should be no homework given on Friday so that students can enjoy their weekends?
Yes po, sir. I so much agree po ako dyan sa provisions po. Because we know students, they should also have that time to, enjoy their lives. 1 week of um, in the classroom or in the school is, uh, you know, their mind is um, exhausted. uh, and we should also give them time to enjoy their life. Yes, that's it.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Saya. Sir Nick?
Hello, Mr. Seiya.
No po, sir.
Okay, sige. Um, Here's the situation. If majority of your class failed the test, yung binigay mo,
and they failed also to submit their project or assignment, what would you do as their facilitator?
Okay. So I learned this from our course facilitator in teaching and teaching profession, which is Mambalyeras. So
Hindi namin siya kilala, Mr. Seiya. Can you
so
give us background?
Mambalyeras is one of the professor in Bicol University College of Industrial Technology, Busit. I really admire her po because of her very intelligent mind. So what I learned from her is that once na yung isang estudyante is hindi nakapag I mean once na ang estudyante ay failed sa exam or any activities, and kailangan daw nabigyan natin siya ng pagkakataon. Why? Because yung learning po, sabi daw ni Ma'am Balyaras, and which is I believe is dapat ang mga estudyante is binibigyan natin ng chance. That's the essence of education po. Chance na makabangon ulit sa kanilang pagkadapa, kanilang failure, and there I believe so that makakaya nilang bumangon ulit.
Ilan kaya yung chances na pwedeng ibigay sa mga students? Or will the students just abuse yung kabaitan ng teachers?
Okay po. For me, sir, yes, there is a distinction between abusive students and those students who are deserving to have a chance, no? So we will evaluate their actions, and for the students who are, I think, determined to pass the exam or the test, I will consider him or her to give at least 2 chances, as long as I see that he is very determined. And for those abusive students, well, I can just talk to their parents why they are behaving like this, so that we could implement a plan, a solution for that behavior. Thank you po.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Seiya. Do you have girlfriend, Mr. Seiya?
Pardon po, sir?
Do you have girlfriend?
Yes po, sir.
Oo. Ilang chance yung binigay sa iyo?
Well, I am proud to say that hindi pa po kami nag-break ever since.
Sige po. Curious lang naman. Thank you very much, Doc Kench.
Thank you po.
Kaya, can you hear me?
Yes po, sir.
Okay, here's my question. May I know, what is your philosophy in teaching? And how do you apply it in real life?
My philosophy in teaching po, sir, is based on constructivism and progressivism. Yes. That philosophy, if I am not mistaken, it involves active learning po, like social learning, and such that active learning. So for me, active learning is very important, no? Especially in the field of electrical technology. The difficulty, the challenges of just thinking what is the lesson or just say theoretical. It's just a theory, no, in our mind. It's very difficult, no. So for me, teaching electrical technology, I prefer to have the active learning such as hands-on learning po, and yung magkaroon po sila ng actual. Why? Because there they are able to experience the uh, the actual scenario, and they are able to practice their critical thinking, 'di ba? And also they are able to practice their professionalism and so on. So active learning for me is the key po, the key to success.
Mr. Chair, I'm done.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kenji and Sir Nick. Thank you very much for giving that questions to our applicant. And Mr. Janelle, thank you very much for the responses that you gave. Just wait for the call from our office if you're hired for the position.
Thank you po.
Okay, so let's proceed with the next applicant. We have Mr. Joshua Lotivio.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Hello, Mr. Lotivio. How are you?
I'm fine, sir.
Okay. Sige po. So, is this your first time to be in an interview?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, how do you feel?
Nervous, sir.
Nervous. Gusto mong uminom muna ng tubig? Hindi naman.
Hindi naman.
Hindi naman. Sige. So I'd like to ask you, since this is an interview and we are validating your, the content of your application as a TLE teacher in this school, I'd like to hear your personal point of view based on an African proverb kasi sabi doon, it takes a village to raise a child. What is your personal point of view as a teacher to that proverb?
It takes a village to raise a child, sir. For me, sir, in education, we can relate that saying if how hard raising a child or teaching a student is, sir. And as a teacher, you must always consider this the hard work and things that you need to do and sacrifice to teach a student, sir. And
Is this your first time to teach, Mr. Joshua Lativio?
ano, formal, sir, hindi po. Informal, sir, I have experience, sir.
Okay. I asked that question because of the many instances and observations that we experienced from our learners here in the school, both in the basic education department and in the tertiary level. Okay. Follow up to that, what do you feel are the biggest challenges facing, today's educational system?
I think, sir, lack of materials and facilities, laboratories, and tools, especially in TLE department or technology department. Sir.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. And we lack that in our school. Since we lack that, would you still want to be part of the school?
Yes, sir.
Why?
Definitely. Because I think even in lack of facilities, tools, and equipment, we can still teach we can still teach learners or student like in my experience in our high school, we don't have enough um, tools and materials in electrical installation, but our teacher, Mr. Justin Malyapre, provide or utilize the available materials and by making mock-ups, sir, in order to provide on materials to actual demonstration, sir, in electrical.
Will you do the same when you if we are going to hire you in this position?
Yes, sir, definitely, sir. If it can help the school, sir. Yes, and student learning, sir. Yes.
In spite of the scarcity of the resources that we have in the DLE department, would you still like to be part of the department and share your expertise?
Yes, sir. Definitely, I want to be still a part of this department, even there's a lack of those materials and tools and facilities.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Joshua. Sir Nate?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much po. Mr. Joshua Lutivio?
Yes po, sir.
Kasi yung nakalagay ditong pangalan mo, di ba? UIO.
Yes po, sir.
Sige. Mr. Lutivio, how would you
Yes.
approach a student who refuses to participate or who misses school often?
I think, sir, first I need to to know what is the reason, sir. Second is facilitate or assess um, assess the needs of that student, sir. Then plan on how I can help as a teacher, sir. Then if if still the student don't participate, sir, I I will talk to those guardians or parents in order to say the particular to address the problem, sir.
Sige. Thank you very much, Mr. Lutivio. Doc Hench?
Thank you, Sir Nick. Mr. Lutivio, are you okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay,
Good
here's,
afternoon po.
okay, here's my question. Can you hear me, by the way?
Yes po, sir.
Okay. My question is, if we are going to hire you or to be part of Busit LHS, how are you going to cultivate positive relationship with your students and create a sense of class community? Did you get my question?
Yes po, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
For me, sir, we I need to first I need to have positive relationship with my students, sir. First, I need to understand their needs first, sir. Then I need to catch up their in particular interest, sir. Then I I choose a particular approach to get their participation in the class, sir.
Okay. Mr. Chair, I'm done with Mr. Lutivio.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kenji and Sir Nick, for that questions to our applicants. And let us proceed. And of course, thank you very much, Mr. Joshua Lopez, for the responses given to the questions. Just wait for the call from our HR department if you are hired in the position.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So let us proceed with the next applicant, Mr. Bernard Rustaga.
Good afternoon,
Hello.
sir.
Good afternoon. How are you?
To be blunt po, sir, ninenervyos po ako.
Nininervyos ka. So you need water. You need
And
some. You need to
hindi,
pray.
no po.
Sir Principal, I think nervous yan kasi may kasama siya. Yung nasa likod. Sino ba yung ano mo, pet mo dyan sa likod? Mr. Bernard.
Si Elmong Pink. Ay, si Barney po yan, sir, nag-evolve.
Okay, sige po. So are you okay right now?
Yes po, sir.
Sige. So let's continue with the interview. I'm just curious, do you have a girlfriend this time, Mr. Bernard?
Wala po.
Ever since?
Nagkaroon po. Pero this time po, wala pa akong magka-girlfriend. Wala pa sa isip.
Bakit?
Opo. I have to focus on something greater. Kasi po, ang pag-aasawa para sa akin is madali lang po yan. Pero po yung pag-achieve ng mga dreams mo is somewhat exhausting po talaga.
Sir Nick, madali lang daw ang pag-aasawa.
Sana all. I think we can ask Dr. Kenji in that context.
Madali lang daw ang pag-aasawa. Sabi ni Sir Bernard. Okay. I hope you're okay now, Bernard.
Yes po.
Okay, sige po. So I asked that question in relation to, I asked that, situation in relation to this question. Because since we are actually catering elementary, secondary, and tertiary level, specifically you are applying as a high school teacher in the TLA department. And of course, our students in the junior high school and the senior high school, they are under crucial stage, as students. As a TLE teacher, how would you respond to a student who is flirting on you?
Flirting to me po, sir? Or flirting to others?
To you.
I just give them a smile, then it's very inappropriate to engage in that kind of situation po, sir, because as a teacher po, we should be a role model to our fellow students po, to our students, so that they will not going to hindi po nila tangkain na ganun-ganun nila lang po tayo, because we're already a teacher, we are professionals na po. We're not into that kind of thing pa po na dapat we're not into that kind of thing na parang bata pa po, di ba? We are mature enough to know the right and wrong doings. Yun lamang po.
How are you going to deal with a student who have this, intimate affection to you? Intimate affection to you from the start you entered the room.
Oh my God!
Your first day, for example, in this school, there is this student who finds, you then interesting for her.
I will not show any interest.
Approach her, or what are you going to do?
I'm not going to show any interest on her po. Instead of showing interest to me, why not she just do some development on herself na lang po, kasi
But she's beautiful. She's
even though she's beautiful, sir, I will decline her po. Unless po, sir, she already graduated na no. Kasi student-teacher relationship is inappropriate po. For me, it's inappropriate po. Pero when the time comes po, everything has a may mga tamang panahon sa mga bagay-bagay po para sa akin.
But what if you fall in love to her?
Siyempre po, once na nangyari na yun, as a teacher po, we know the right way to deal with it. So, iiwas na lang po ako sa mga bagay na ganun.
Okay. Marami pa naman kaming estudyante dito na magaganda. Sobra.
Okay lang po yan, sir. Hindi po ako magpapa-apekto.
Huwag magsalita ng patapos. Anyway, thank you very much for that responses, Sir Bernard. And I'd like to give the floor this time to Sir Nick. Maybe Sir Nick has some follow-up question to that.
Sir, chinat ka na po, sir, para hindi makita doon sa OBS ni Sir. Okay na. Sorry. Sige po, Sir Principal, thank you very much. Mukhang akala ko nervyos ka, Bernard. Bakit pagdating sa usapan na yun, nawala yun? Nawala yung nervyos. And you mentioned kanina, talagang maghahantay ka rin talaga, di ba?
Yes po, sir.
Maghahantay ka makagraduate. That's
Hindi
good.
po. No, hindi po. Lahat ng bagay po kasi hindi po natin kailangang madaliin. May tamang oras po sa mga bagay-bagay.
In that context, in terms of the right time, kailan ba yung right time, Bernard? Sinasabi ba yan? Or nafe-feel ba yan yung right time?
Ang right time po is wala pong ano yan. Hindi po natin malalaman yan. Basta na lang po yan dumarating. Which is, malalaman mo lang yan na right time na yan kapag talagang nahanap mo na yung taong para sa'yo. Pero po, in terms of that kind of, like nung situation, like nung binigay ni Sir Calleja po kanina, I will not tolerate that kind of po.
Okay. Sige. Would you think it's your time at this moment that you will be hired in our school?
Yes po, sir. Even though I have no work experience po, sir. I think it's already my time to engage in this kind of situation kasi po I'm already 24 years old na po and I will not tolerate myself to just go on our head and doing nothing.
That's a reflection, good reflection. You're getting matured, di ba? And you need to be responsible also of your status at this moment. Pero pwede siguro ipasok yun, Bernard, yung sa love life. Kasi you're getting older. Baka malipas ka ng oras.
Mga 30 na po, sir.
Okay. Sige. Sige, I will not tolerate also. Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Bernard. Tingnan mo yan, naging miss ka sa akin. Thank you, Doc Kench.
Hello, Mr. Bernard? Can you hear me?
Good afternoon. Yes po, sir.
Okay, sige. Here's my question. Why do you want to be a teacher?
Since I was a child po, sir, it is my dream to become a teacher po. Within teaching po, we were also responsible in shaping the development of our students. And also, I believe that the teaching is a noble profession po, sir, because like what I said earlier, we are also engaging on their development po. We are also responsible on what will they learn and what will they think of what is right and wrong po.
Okay, Sir Chan? Mr. Chair?
Thank you very much, Dr. Kenji and Sir Nick, for that questions to our applicant, Mr. Bernard Staga. We're looking forward to to be part of this school, Bernard. Just wait for the result of the interview. If our HR will call you then. Okay. So let's proceed to the last applicant. We have Jester, Mr. Jester Baloloy.
Good afternoon, sir.
Hello, Jester. How are you?
I'm fine, sir. Thank.
Okay, so um, based on your profile, Chester, based on your profile, you um, you have your own family now, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. How many kids do you have?
I only one, sir.
Only one. Okay, so congratulations for that.
Thank you.
And relevant to that, I would like to know more about you since you will be part of the school. Is that the main reason why you would like to be part or to be permanent in this school?
Pardon me, sir.
Is that the main reason having your family now? Is that the main reason why you would like to be permanent in this school?
To be honest, sir, it is at first, sir. It is really not my ambition to be a teacher. But as I study in Bicol University, I started liking teaching because I am inspired with you, sir. I with my other professors in Bicol University, and that's why it is now my dream to become a teacher in your school. And of course, sir, I would like to earn for my family too.
I hope it will help you and your family. You're raising your family. Your is it a son or a daughter of yours?
It's a son, sir.
A son. So since you are raising your family, I hope if we will hire you as part of the faculty workforce of this school, I hope it will help you then and your family.
Thank you, sir.
And relative to that, we have a lot of activities here in the school. How are you going to have that context of dividing your time, considering that the school is a proactive school with the various activities? How are you going to make use of the time for your teaching career and of course your family?
As I have said earlier, sir, as I am as I am as I am before as I am studying in Bicol University, I also work in uh, in a company in a liquor brand, sir. And I can say that I can manage my time very well. That's why I will not lack time to my family and my duties in school in your school, sir. That's all,
Do you have industry experience, Jester?
sir.
Mr. Jester? Do you have industry experience relevant to your specialization?
Uh, I do not have, sir.
I am just curious, how are you going to teach the manipulative skills that our students in the junior high school and the senior high school needs to acquire, since we are on pragmatic experiences. We are more on application. So I am just curious, how are you going to teach the students acquire that manipulative skills?
Sir. As they say, sir, learning never ends, and that's why in teaching, sir, I can also learn a lot during my teaching years in your school, sir. And I can practice very well my skills, and I will apply what I have learned my previous in my previous college university.
Okay, thank you very much for the responses, Jester. Si Sir Nick, tapos si Dr. Kenji, may questions din sila sa iyo.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much po. Unang tanong kay Mr. Baloloy. Mr. Baloloy, asan ka ngayon?
Sa bahay po.
Sa bahay. Kasi yung background mo parang nasa ano ka, Bartolina ka. Kaya sabi ko sa tingin ko, Kako, baka pinagpapawisan dahil saan. Unas ka muna, Mr. Baloloy.
Sige po. Wait lang.
Ikaw, Bernard, kailangan mo na din yun, ha? Baka kailangan mo na din ng isa.
Makaingit.
Sige, going back kay Mr. Baloloy. Mr. Baloloy, I actually stalked you prior to this interview. And as I checked your profile sa Facebook mo, may nakita ko doon na ginawa mong cover photo, yes.
Yes, sir.
How will you explain that? Yung picture mo na may background na langit at may kalapate. In relation to the activity ata sa isang subject?
Yes, sir.
Yung nag-aaral ka pa ng
activity, sir. Yes po.
Diba? Anong subject yan?
Yung science.
Anong subject yan?
Wait lang, sir. Kalimutan ko, sir.
Kasi parang may credo na credo yun ata. So I'm wondering bakit ganun yung ginawa ni Mr. Baloloy, and I'd like to know explanation, di ba? Nung ginawa mong output doon sa isang subject. How are you going to explain the cover photo you've submitted to your professor in your college years?
Wait lang, sir. Kalimutan ko kasi kung alin yun, sir.
Basta ang background yung may langit tsaka paro-paro. Kalapati pala. Tingnan mo yan, pinaliit ko pa. 'Di ba? Ginawa kong paro-paro.
Tingnan ko, sir. Nakalimutan ko kasi kung alin yun, sir.
Kalapati. Sabi ko, baka kako na maalam na si Mr. Baloloy.
Hindi ko kasi makita, sir. Wait lang po.
Pero hindi mo maalala?
Kalimutan kung alin yun, sir.
Kasi baka pag nakita yun ng students mo, si sir pala. Bumigay na. Di ba? Kala si sir nagtuturo. Boy pa pala. Akala namin bumigay na. Paano yun?
Parang deleted na ata, sir. Hindi.
Siguro ko, dinilit mo lang ngayon?
Hindi, sir. Hindi ko kasi nakita.
Sige, can you explain?
Pero with regards to that, sir, I will just explain that it was just an activity and I was just being sarcastic, sir. Because I just want to be not so serious about in everything, because we can have some fun by learning, sir. And that's all.
Yeah. So you mentioned a while ago that you're not too serious about everything, right?
Yes, sir. I not everything, sir. And
yun yung narinig ko kanina, Mr. Baloloy. Now, if you will be hired, di ba, and you will be teaching our students.
Yes.
So paano yun kung hindi ka magiging serious in your teaching?
I mean, sir, in some things lang po.
Okay, but in terms of teaching, how are you going to encourage your students to be serious about learning?
Of course, sir. I will let them think of their ambition, sir, and of course their family. And when they become a parent, sir, like me, I become a dad during my college years po. and I will let them realize that it is really hard to have a family during college years po. Because studying, sir, is will define what your future will be.
Thank you very much, Mr. Baloloy, for inspiring us. That we
Thank you,
hope
sir.
also someday, Mr. Bernard, find his partner, diba? I hope naging inspiration mo, Mr. Bernard, si Mr. Baloloy. Okay daw. Sige. Thank you very much, Mr. Baloloy.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Okay? Mr. Baloloy, are you done?
Yes po. Yes
Okay.
po, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes po.
Okay, here's my question. Sabi mo pasaway ka.
Sakto lang po.
Oh, sakto lang. Ngunyan, matugdo ka na, no? You will become a teacher. My question is, how are you going to handle or how would you handle a student who is constantly disruptive, defiant, or with consistent behavioral problems like you before? Sige.
Dahil nga po naranasan ko na din maging pasaway po. Siyempre alam ko naman po yung mga gagawin kasi ganyan din po ako. Siyempre, una sir, pababayaan ko lang po muna siya, sir. And pag sumobra na, sir, siyempre dyan na po ako magsisimulang magiging disciplinable sa kanila po. And pwede ko rin silang dagdagan ng activity or anything that will make them busy po para naman maiwasan nila yung pagiging consistent na pasaway po.
Okay? Sir Chan? Thank you, Mr. Baloloy.
Thank you,
Chair? Mr. Chair?
Thank you very much, Dr. Kenji and Sir Nick, for that questions. And thank you very much, Mr. Chester Baloloy, for the responses given. And I'd like to thank everyone for joining in this interview. We will just deliberate then if who among you got the highest score and the evaluation, and we will inform you then the soonest possible time if who among this group of applicants will be hired as the PLE teacher. Okay? Thank you very much. Dr. Kenj, ano ba? Ano na tayo?
Sir?
Yes,
May next batch pa po tayo.
yes po.
So, ang sa tawag dito, sa PLE teacher, yung next batch, isa sa dalawang kailangan natin, sir, na applicant.
Sir Principal?
Dalawa. Isa dito sa batch na to, tapos isa para doon.
Yes
sa
po.
next batch.
Dalawa kasi yung vacant position eh.
Sir Principal?
Yes
Sir?
po, Sir Nick.
Kailan, sir, yung demo teaching nila po, sir?
Depende po sa sa availability. I have meetings in the next days to come. Baka po by Wednesday.
Sige, sir. So, kindly prepare sa demo teaching. Mr. Baloloy, lumabas ka na po dyan sa Bartolina.
And yung mga
Yes, sir.
natin, we will be inviting our students, lalong na yung mga magagandang students natin. Sila yung i-invite natin sa demo.
Because Bernard is looking for, di ba, students.
Okay, so thank you very much, everyone.
Sir, can we have photo ops as a souvenir?
Sure,
Na like, okay. May I ask everyone to please turn on their camera?
And may I also ask Dr. Kenji to please turn off your camera?
Turn off. Naka-on sen sa OBS.
Sorry.
So,
Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay. Eyes on the camera po. So, sige. Wait. 1, 2, 3. Smile. Thank you. Thank you, applicants. Thank you, panel.
Thank you very much,
So,
applicants.
Sir,
Thank you po.
be ready,
Thank
sir,
you
sa
po.
second batch.
Thank you po.
Thank you. Sige.
Thank you po. Thank you, sirs.
Kami na ulit.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
Sige.
Sige.
Zombie apocalypse. Zombie apocalypse.